Crystal branches are one of my oldest designs, almost 8 years old, and you will love this design. This I'm making it with 20 gauge, but I've also made it with 18 gauge, but that would be a looped one with a ear wire added to it. And like you see, I'm using two wires to, so I'm making them duplicates, and it is very easy for me to wrap them together and make the loops together. But this is a tutorial that is an intermediate tutorial, or for someone who has wrapping experience, because it's very important to know how to wrap, otherwise these twists are very difficult. So we have put 4 loops over here, and you need to unravel them because this is two different earrings. So when we are unraveling them, like this is a dangle, as you can see, I'll have to unravel them. So it has to be a very slow process, otherwise you will lose the shape. And I forgot to mention earlier, but please hammer it if you're using a 20 gauge, so that will help you hold the shape. And once you hold the shape, it will become very easy for you to weave in the crystals. As you can see, I'm using 28 gauge with multiple color 4 crystals. And 28 gauge, why? Because the loop is very small and I need to add 3 crystals, so it will set up easily. For every crystal that I'm adding 2 wraps to the loop, so for they should all fit in very nicely. That's why I'm using a thinner wire, but you can also try other wires or bigger crystals, but then it has to be a 18 gauge, and your loops can be step 3 or step 4 on the bale plier. That would look good too. And as you can see, I'm using different crystal colors. For the first one, when you're wrapping, use any crystal color that you like. They look beautiful with summer colors, but when you're making the second one, try to duplicate the crystals so they look somewhat similar, and you will get a beautiful pair that way. I did not take a lot of chance because I just took these pretty colors and I started wrapping them. This is a lovely design, and it's a little complicated and time consuming, but once you make it and once you get the technique in place, you will fall in love with it. I'm in love with it, and I've made multiple ones of these, and everybody who's got it still loves it. So do give it a try. And I said, like in this case, it's a dangle with the wire behind, but in you can make 18 gauge and you can just loop the end on top, add ear wires, and you'll be able to use that in a different way. They also look very amazing. You can try making bracelets out of them. They look, I cannot even explain. They are so delicate looking, like you would have picked it up from some huge jewelry store like a Tiffany out there. So you'll be amazed at how good it looks once it is complete. I did try to make a necklace, a pendant out of it by adding chain, and I have also tried to make a bracelet out of it. Very delicate looking and clean and neat looking. So you can make a whole set out of it, and I believe photo is not doing justice to this piece. It's an amazing piece. Do try. I'm sure you will like how it goes. Thank you.